So did Ted Lasso finish the season strong or get sent off the pitch with a red card? We'll find out now. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch or Pass, and it's Friday, which means it's Ted Lasso Day, and this is the finale day. This is the last Ted Lasso episode of this season, season 2, episode 12, Inverting the Pyramid of Success, which is coming to Apple TV Plus today because the embargo is today. So it's up now, October 8th, 2021. It's a 50-minute long episode. It's gonna, the Lasso episodes have been trending on the longer side. This is on the longer edge of that as well. I think this might be one of the longest episodes of the season, but it's a good one. Oh, it's so good. If you haven't seen it yet, you should go check it out right now. It's on Apple TV Plus. I'll talk a little bit about the episode, tell you some things I liked, some things I didn't like, but there will be spoilers, as you can imagine. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out now and then come back and let's talk some more. But in Ted Lasso, season 2, episode 12, everything kind of comes to a head. You've got this Richmond season ending. It's on the final game. They need 1 point to secure promotion into the Premier League. Remember, they got relegated at the end of season 1. In this episode, they need 1 point to go back to the Premier League. And then finally, maybe they'll balance their books. Their books must be terrible right now. You also have a lot of the threads that have been developing this season. Some of them I felt have been just manufactured for pure drama. Others have kind of developed organically, but they all kind of come to a head. I mean, I think the episode pretty much addresses every thread that you're kind of wondering about. And it, and the episode itself is very good. It doesn't feel like a filler like some episodes this season. It feels like a meaningful episode that moves the story forward and sets us up perfectly for season 3. And I don't know how true this is, but I believe that Ted Lasso is only supposed to go for 3 seasons. So if next season is the last one, it seems like it'll be a really good one, given what happens in this episode. So things I liked about this episode. The first one is tying up the loose story threads. Season 2, as you can imagine, to try to keep your interest, get some drama, there were a lot of things that were introduced to the story. And this episode, I feel like it ties up pretty much all of them. Some examples are the Lasso story. His panic attack is kind of explored here. His own personal kind of mental health is looked at. The Roy and Keeley drama is looked at. Sam and Rebecca, Nate is looked at. Even Beard has some really good moments. And the team itself, like the team's fate in soccer is tied up as well. So you get all those threads that have been kind of dangling around. They're all tied up in a nice little Ted Lasso bow, which I really appreciated. The second thing I loved is the soccer action. I've been kind of lamenting the last few episodes, although I did really like episode 11, even though I had no soccer, that they didn't have much sports. And I know that Ted Lasso is really more about the drama than the sports, but I like seeing them on the pitch. I like seeing them playing, and I like seeing the tactics, even though you'll get a ton of it. I still like watching it. And this episode, you have it because you've got the big match. AFC Richmond has to get a tie at least to get promotion. And so you have a dramatic match that has plenty of fun, plenty of heart and drama, and a couple smiles here and there. So you should I definitely enjoyed seeing that. The third thing I liked is you had some meaningful character growth. It felt like you had some good growth from all the main characters. I mean, Ted had to deal with this horrible news story coming out and how to progress from that. Rebecca and the rest of the team showed a lot of support for him, which I really liked seeing. And then you also had a lot of growth from Roy. I think Roy grew the most in this episode because he has to deal with a few things in his life. I think he's used to being kind of the main attraction in his life. And now in this episode, Keeley starts to get a little bit more buzz. And so I think he's dealing with that and trying to figure out how to be supportive. And I think he does a good job. Like it's nice to see him develop in that way. And he also has to deal with some relationship drama that he also does, I think, he deals with it in a Roy Kent way, but a mature Roy Kent way, like an emotionally strong Roy Kent. So I liked that as well. And the last thing I really loved is it sets up the next season. Like the ending of this episode really sets up the next season. I'm going to go into that very quickly. So if you haven't seen it, turn this off now. So the ending basically is Richmond get promoted. They get their 1 point. They get their draw. They're back up at the Premier League. And there's a really wonderful scene where Danny Rojas takes the penalty kick that ultimately secures them the point. He finally has his first penalty since I think the start of season 1, where his penalty kick was good, but got blocked by a certain Richmond mascot. And there's now a new mascot, and he's very cute, and he has a wonderful little helmet. So it's kind of a nice full circle moment there. So they secure promotion. And Nate kind of storms off. I think he had a moment before where he and Ted, he kind of told his frustration to Ted, which I'm going to go into that later. But so Nate is nowhere to be seen, but everyone else is celebrating and happy. And then you find out at the end that Nate has signed on with West Ham. I can't tell if he's their manager, like their full manager, or just like a tactical manager. It looks like maybe he's the full manager of West Ham, who was bought by Rupert. Rupert, Rebecca's ex-husband, the old owner of AFC Richmond, has now bought West Ham. So you're going to get some really fun clashes between Rupert and Rebecca, between AFC Richmond and West Ham, and between Ted and Nate. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun next season. I think you're going to get, there's going to be some more drama. I think it'll be fun to have like a club that everyone doesn't like. Because I feel like everyone's been rooting for Richmond, but you haven't really had that club that is kind of antagonizing. It's usually just their opponent. But now you can have someone throughout the season that we can kind of follow as the foil to Richmond. And we'll see what works and what doesn't. My guess is that it's not going to work that well. I think Nate's going to have the tactical genius, but he's not going to have the heart that you kind of need to pull a team together, as at least in the Ted Lasso world. And also, it's interesting that his hair becomes more and more white as he progresses. I'm not sure what it is. I wonder if it's a callback to like maybe Jose Mourinho, because I know he has a thick white hair. He's very egotistical. He usually wears like a suit to things. So I wonder if he is like being used as a Jose Mourinho type persona, because Jose Mourinho is also very polarizing and also has a lot of success early on, but then eventually doesn't do that well. So we'll find out. So things I didn't love about this episode. I think it was good that the Nate story finally came to a head. I just didn't like his ultimate justification. It felt like you could have rewritten that to make it seem more realistic. If I remember right, it's essentially he was upset because Ted made him feel special and then abandoned him. And I don't remember Ted really abandoning him. Maybe Ted was dealing with his own personal stuff and didn't give Nate as much attention, but it felt like Nate, like I think a better justification would have been Nate just saying, like he does say this, but he doesn't emphasize it. Like he is the reason the team is doing well. His tactics worked, and he felt like he wanted the spotlight and he needed the spotlight, and Ted was always there at the front. Like Ted was getting all the glory for Nate's hard work. I feel like that could have been just end it there. Don't have Nate then say you made me feel special and then you abandoned me, because I don't feel like Ted ever did that. But maybe I missed it. I don't know. It just felt tacked on, like they were trying to get extra drama that didn't need to. I mean, Nate could be upset enough because his tactics are working and he is finally getting some attention, but he's not getting as much as he feels like he wanted. And I think that's how you can end it. And then then Nate just leaves. But I think they tried to kind of twist that knife, and it ended up feeling a little too contrived. But hey, maybe someone else had more emotion from that. The second thing I didn't love is Sam's choice. Look, selfishly for the series, because I love Sam's character, I'm glad that he stayed. But I feel like realistically, he probably should have gone to go to like start a super club and kind of get that exposure and get that money. Like he should have gone. You think of all the things he could have done with that kind of a salary for his causes. I mean, him staying was nice. It was a heartfelt moment. I like it for the characters, but realistically, I think he probably should have gone. And that also leads me to the third thing I didn't like, which was the prince's reaction to Sam not going. I felt like that felt too much like they were trying to have like a shock value or a comedic value, and it just felt wrong. And maybe, like I don't know African politics, and I don't know like the reactions that you would have, but it did feel to me like they were trying to go for something humorous, something funny, and it just came off as petty and weird. Like I don't think, given the interactions that we've had with him, I feel like he would have maybe taken it more gracefully. I mean, maybe he would have been vindictive, and maybe he would have gone and done something mean to Sam, but I feel like he would have taken it more gracefully. But I guess they wanted to have some sort of funny shock value scene. It just felt weird and off. But overall, this episode is really good. Like I was very happy with this episode. It kind of feels like it wraps up most of the things that we're worried about in this season, and then sets us up perfectly for the next one, which, if it's going to be a Ted versus Nate soccer clash, then I am all for it. Like, let's go. Let's have Ted win some trophies. Let's have Nate get put in his place, and maybe West Ham will be relegated. Sorry, West Ham fans. Like, I know y'all are good people, but if Nate's your coach, I want you to be relegated. So that's my review of Ted Lasso season 2, episode 12, Inverting the Pyramid of Success. It comes out on October 8th, 2021. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review and you've liked the other reviews of Ted Lasso, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. And thank you.